So week 12's upon us after the game tonight on Monday Night Football. And here's a few receivers you should drop before waivers hit this week. The first guy's Randall Cobb of the Houston Texans. And Randall Cobb, he's been a useful receiver for most of the season, especially in PPR leagues, putting up about 8 to 10 points a week. But now Cobb, he's hurt. He's not playing on Thanksgiving. He already got ruled out with a foot injury, and who knows how long he's going to be out. Brandon Cooks and Fuller, anyway, they're the two main guys over there. And Kiki Cootie now will be the third receiver. Kenny Stills is out. But anyway, Cobb, he's only owned in 16% of leagues, but he's owned in most of the leagues I'm in. And he's a guy I'm going to get away from now this week. If you're in a 10, 12, 14-team league even, he's a guy I'm going to cut. Like I said, PPR leagues, he was valuable. But if you play no PPR or half PPR, he wasn't doing much in that category. So Randall Cobb, he had a decent run with the Texans. This foot injury might be serious, I don't know. But he's definitely out this week, and he's a guy I could probably get rid of and bring him back in a later week if you need a receiver. So Randall Cobb will be the first guy. The second guy is Jarvis Landry of the Cleveland Browns. Each and every week, he's pretty much on the list, and no one's listening about Jarvis Landry. I know he's the #1 receiver there, but the injuries, they've gotten to him. He's not getting separation anymore, and he's played in some bad weather games as well, I understand, but still, another dud performance for him. 1 rush for 3 yards, 2 targets, 2 catches, 23 yards. So this Brown team, they're a run-heavy ball club. That's all it seems like they do. Run the ball 40, 45 times no matter what, especially with Chubb and Kareem Hunt back there. And Landry, like I said, he's not what he was in Miami. Teams, they're covering him good. They're taking him out of the game plan. And with the injuries, too, he's definitely not 100% with the rib and back injuries for Jarvis Landry. So he's a guy owned in way too many leagues, and he's a guy I'm going to drop. He hasn't done much now in the last month. He's only cracked double-digit fantasy points 2 times since week 5, so that's not good production, and that's a guy I'm getting away from. Even if he breaks out next week, he's not consistent enough for me to worry about him on my roster if I'm on a 10 to 12 team league. So get rid of Jarvis Landry. And the third and final guy is Travis Fulgham. I know people might be surprised, but Fulgham, I think the fairy tale ending is over for him. The story was good, but now Fulgham, the last 2 games, horrible ball games. And that's got to do with Carson Wentz as well. It's not all about Fulgham and his struggles. Yesterday, 7 targets and only 1 grab for 8 yards. I know the weather was bad, but still. And last week at the Giants, 5 targets, 1 catch and 8 yards. Teams, they're adjusting to Fulgham. They're covering him. They're putting their best corners on him and letting the other guys like Jalen Reagor, Goddard, or Richard Rodgers try to beat him down the middle and the outside. So Fulgham, he took the NFL by storm in week 4 to 8, but now after the bye week 10 to 11 now, he hasn't done much. The best corners are on him, like I said. Carson Wentz, he's been terrible the last few weeks, and Fulgham, they're getting on him. He's not adjusting, I guess. If he's only got 2 catches for 16 yards in his last 2 games, he's 77% owned. In deep leagues, I'm not dropping him, but in the 10 to 12 team fantasy leagues, basic format, he's a guy I'm probably going to get rid of if I got better options on my team and need another position or whatever. So that's a few receivers I'm going to drop heading into week 12.